Hey guys, Naturally Tisha here, and I want to jump right into the topic for this video, which is how much of what we eat is just out of pure habit. I mean, if you think about it, we are creatures of habit, so it only makes sense that this is going to play some role in what we eat or how we eat. How many of you eat the same breakfast every day, or pack yourself the same lunch, or buy yourself the same lunch from the same restaurant every single day? I'm sure there were a lot of yeses there. I'm even guilty of it, and I want to argue that this isn't a good thing, even in the case where if you're eating a healthy lunch every single day or a healthy breakfast every day, because let's say you eat an orange every day for breakfast. Oranges are only rich in certain nutrients, and while that's great, you're eating a healthy breakfast, you're missing out on all the other nutrients. So this is why it's important to vary your diet and not get caught up in a habit like that. There was a study that I stumbled upon online where we have a bunch of participants, and they were all kind of at the movies watching movie clips. And some of the participants were used to eating popcorn when they're at the movies, and some were not. And so we have this group of people. Some were given stale popcorn, some were given fresh popcorn. Out of the participants who were used to eating popcorn when they're at the movies, they actually ate just as much of the stale popcorn as they did fresh popcorn. I thought that was very interesting. It didn't matter that the popcorn was stale. They're in this habit. They have a habit of eating popcorn when they're at the movies. So it doesn't matter if it tastes good or not. They have that habit. They're going to eat just as much popcorn, stale or fresh. The participants who were not used to eating popcorn when they were at the movies ate much less of the stale popcorn. So that was interesting. Another kind of aspect of this study was same thing. We have participants. Some were used to eating popcorn when they're at the movies, and some are not. Except this time we're in a meeting room or boardroom, still watching movie clips though. And this time, participants who were used to eating popcorn at the movies ate much less of the stale popcorn. And again, participants who were not used to eating popcorn at the movies ate less of the stale as well. But this was interesting because the environment was changed. So kind of the pattern was disrupted, which disrupted the behavior that results from that habit. So I found that very enlightening, kind of showing me how big of a role environment plays in forming habits and triggering habits. The last kind of aspect to this study was participants are now back at the movies, and we have, same thing, moviegoers who are used to eating popcorn, and some who are not, and some are given fresh, some are given stale. This time, some people are told to eat with their dominant hand, and some are told to eat with their non-dominant hand. And this time, moviegoers who ate with their non-dominant hand, regardless of whether or not they are used to eating popcorn at the movies or not, ate much less of the stale. So this is also another twist that kind of disrupted that pattern and changed the behavior that would have resulted from a habit. So that again was interesting. And it kind of, if you think about it, it's kind of scary, I guess, how little control that you have once a habit is formed, if conscious thought isn't involved. And I actually touched upon kind of conscious thought when it comes to consumption in another one of my videos, Hunger versus Thirst. So you should check that video out. But again, not eating when you're in front of the TV, for example, because you're not paying attention to what you're doing. You're watching the TV and just kind of eating mindlessly. You're not paying attention to how much you're eating, what you're eating, when you're full. So things like that, kind of not doing that, or like we learned from the study, kind of switching up the hand or different things, kind of break that pattern. You want to disrupt the pattern. Are great ways to kind of break habits that we formed. So again, I just thought that was very interesting, and I wanted to relay that information to you guys quickly. But next time you're at the movies, try eating with a different hand, or try doing something to disrupt a pattern that you may have or a habit that you may have, and then come back and tell me, because I want to know what works for you guys, what habits you have, and kind of how changing that kind of the environment or any aspect of the situation may have affected you. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks.